Hi mommies and daddies. Does your child cry, whine, beg for some reason, throw tantrum for one or the other reason which you may or may not know? If yes, and you get disturbed by such behavior, then this video is for you. Toddler tantrums are very common, that is in age of 1 to 4. Kids throw a lot of tantrums and we as parents face more problem because we don't know what they want, what they feel, as they cannot describe that in words as their language skills are limited at that time. But as a parent, we have to learn how to deal with those tantrums. So here I'm going to share certain tips and tricks that are going to help you as a parent. Number 1 is to consider that tantrums are normal. Yes, it is normal. It is normal for the child's development. Children react, children throw tantrums because it is a strong, powerful stimulus to get parents' reaction. And they want parents' reaction. Sometimes it's not just to get attention, but it is actually some problem or emotion they are dealing with, and then they don't know how to express themselves. So it's an emotional override. Considering tantrum as normal won't cool them down, but it will keep you cool. And if you're cool, only then you can deal with child. So the tips that I'm going to share further are going to help if you consider tantrums as normal for yourself. Number 2 is find out what is really bothering your child. It is especially important for children age 0 to 2 as they cannot speak. So developing a sign language, especially for things that matter for everyday life like food, milk and sleep, if you figure out certain sign language for your child, then it can work miracles. Number 3 is keep regular schedule and make children comfortable throughout the day. When there is a rhythm to a day, when the kids know that what to expect when, then they throw less tantrums. If they get enough sleep, food at the right time every day, then they get used to the schedule. And when you're going out, make sure you carry some water, something to munch along, so they get less cranky because of these basic needs and hence less meltdowns. Number 4, and the one which is very important, is redirect your child to something else. When the child is frustrated, the child tends to throw tantrum. In that case, distracting the child really works. When my daughter was young, I used to switch on TV to distract her. That was a blunder. Please don't do that. That's why my daughter got addicted to TV later and I had to do a lot of work to de-addict her, and I'm still on it. So rather, the better option would be that you switch on, play some nice music, tell them a good story, give them a toy, or just tickle them. Tickling still works in my daughter's case. When I just tickle her, she bursts into laughter. So the more we minimize the frustration, the less the tantrums. Number 5 is stay calm and model the right behavior. If the child is angry and agitated, then you have to model the right behavior. You have to be calm and tell the child how to behave in the right manner. Consider yourself as a sun and the child as a planet. The planet keeps on rotating and revolving around the sun, but the sun remains stationary. It keeps on giving its light, warmth and nurturing everything on the planet. What would help you to act like a sun when your child is behaving like a planet is mindfulness, awareness, self-awareness, having a control on your own emotion. And I'll be coming up with a course on mindfulness soon this year. So make sure you subscribe to this channel to know when it is upcoming, as it is the need of every person, not just for parenting, but it is a way of life to function well in every field of your life. If your child is little older and can understand and speak language, then you may tell the child that you will talk to him or her when he is calm. Tell them that you can go and dance or maybe write or maybe draw or to play with the toy, and when you feel okay, calm to speak, then come and speak to me. This way you will teach the child how to regulate his or her emotions. You may not be there with the child all the time and empathize with them, but this way if the child learns emotional regulation right from the childhood, they won't have a problem later in their adulthood. Number 6 is keep a straight face. Yes, if the child doesn't stop throwing tantrum besides so many techniques and your so much of trials, then just try to show to the child that you're not interested in his tantrum and ignore him for a while. Don't leave the child there and move from there. This is the worst way to deal with anyone whom you love. Show that you love them, but tell them that this behavior is not acceptable and that's why you're not showing interest in that. That's why keeping straight face or not giving attention in such moments helps sometimes.
My child asks for a toy and start throwing tantrums in public, which is very embarrassing. What to do then?
Now here comes my 7th tip, that please don't give in to their tantrums when they throw it in the public, even if you're embarrassed. It is very common. Children tend to throw more tantrums in public because they know that you will feel embarrassed, and this is the way to get them what they want. It is a common problem with all the parents. You're not alone. All are sailing in the same boat. I'll share my own experience here. I went to buy a toy for my daughter's friend. It was her birthday, and I took my daughter along as I could not leave her alone at home. And also I knew that she knows better that what she has and what not, so what to buy and what not. When we went there, I knew that she's going to demand for a toy, and I didn't want to buy her then. As expected, she started crying and she was enticed by a toy, and she wanted the same one which I was buying for her friend. There were a set of parents who saw all that drama happening, and one of the parents asked me that why is she crying. I said she's demanding for a toy. She said, I understand, this happens with us also. That's why we don't get kids along when we are buying toy for someone else. But they had a choice, I haven't had. But the point I'm trying to make here is that parents do understand that all go through this phase. So this is normal. So don't be embarrassed by that. And if you're too embarrassed, then it's better to pick up your child and leave. I didn't leave. I rather be there and let my child cry. I bought it, I got it wrapped, and then came home. And I just left her alone to regulate her emotion. When she was okay, she behaved well. She was, after coming home, she was like, I will not give it to the friend, rather I'll keep it. I said, okay, it's your choice. If you want to keep it, then you're not going to the birthday party. It's your choice. But she wanted to go to the birthday party. After some time, she regulated her emotion. She felt okay, and she decided to gift her to her friend. So this is the way to deal with the tantrums. Just don't get embarrassed.
But at certain places, kids are expected to behave well. Like at doctor's clinic, what to do then?
Here what you have to do is set some consequences, set a response cost. What you can do is take a small bag wherein you can put child's favorite candies, chocolates, or whatever your child likes, and label it with your child's name and show that this is your bag. When we go out to doctor's clinic, I expect you to behave well. If you don't, then it is okay with me, but I'll take one of these things and keep it with me. I'll eat the candy or eat the chocolate, or I'll keep your favorite book, whatever you take, see that. If you behave well, then this whole pouch is yours as a gift from my side. So let the consequence teach the child and not you. This way you won't have to nag, get angry and say do's and don'ts again and again. The child will behave well. And this brings to my next point, that when they behave well, then do praise the child. He should feel appreciated. This will strengthen and reinforce that behavior next time. As they turn 4, you can start giving them some pocket money, small amount, not big amount, so that they actually value money, or maybe tokens which have some value and that get converted into money by the end of the month. From that money, they can buy something which they desire. This way there will be less tantrums, and they will understand that money is earned, not granted to them, because you're giving them money for the habits or the behaviors that you want the child to develop as their new behaviors. I have talked more about this in this video, so do check this one out after this one. I'm coming up with a course on communication with child named Chatting with Child that will help you to improve your communication with child in such a manner that will help to deal with these tantrums. I'll be opening 5 spots soon for one-on-one coaching for the same course. So if you're interested, then do subscribe to this channel right now. Thanks. Happy parenting.